Alright, so the cooperation event against LAMEK returns is back. I think it's called LAMEK. I think I called him LAMEK in my last video I did on him, but he's back here and just as boring as ever to do. So because it's so boring, I thought, you know what, I'll just make some AFK teams and see which teams are the best to, you know, solo AFK it. Yeah, I mean, because it's so boring, you have to do this 3 times a day to get, you know, clear the shop and stuff. So you might as well just AFK it. But it does have some new abilities here that I've noticed. Like, I think these two are completely new. So increase attack related stats anytime he takes damage, and also increase basic stats for every battlefield buff, which includes his own buff. So I do believe it's different from the previous time he was up, because these were the debuffs here, and neither of those two are there. So, and this sort of cucks Traitor Meliodas a bit, because it does rely on buffs. I mean, there's so many units that rely on buffs, but you know what, I thought we would see anyway. I did do some teams with it, so yeah, let's just go over them. I'll start with the teams that failed it first, and we'll have a look. So the first team is the 7 Deadly Sins Deathmatch team. This utilizes the new Sever Diane, Traitor Meliodas, and I also put Red Gopher in there just to upgrade. I thought, like, yeah, maybe I can one-turn it with the AFK team. Unfortunately, the bot decided to just use some Diane cards, and because the Diane buffs only last for 3 turns, I was like, yeah, it's gonna go well, right? No, the bot keeps picking the bad cards for whatever reason with this team. It just wasn't a great team, and yeah. I mean, it could have gone better, but it took way too long. I think the video is over 5 minutes. I was like, that's way too long. Like, you don't want to spend 15 minutes even AFKing. Like, you have better stuff to do, so it failed. The next team I tried, or that failed, was the Ban team. I thought, like, for sure Ban team would do good, but for whatever reason, the bot never uses the Terry counterstance cards. It never uses any counterstance cards, really. Even if you put it on defensive, it still never uses Terry counterstance cards. At one point, I had like a gold counterstance card in between 2 bronze ones, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna use the gold one to merge the bronze ones, because that's what the bot usually does. But he never used it. He just uses Arthur attack cards, Ban heal cards, which of course, yeah, Ban heal cards fine, but you give the boss like 60% additional basic stats anytime he buffs, and I think, oh my god, dude. And also on the first phase, he doesn't have any orbs, so Ban's detonate attack card won't even do that much damage. So yeah, this team pretty much failed. Another team that failed was the counterstance team, for the very exact same reason that the Ban team failed. They just never used the stance cards, and they only ever use them when that's like the only card they have left. And for whatever reason, the bot even prioritizes like bronze cards over silver cards with the stance cards. I'm like, that's so weird. That's so weird to me. I don't know. It just didn't work. Another team that failed was the Unknown team. I mean, I could have put better units for the Unknown team, but I did want to use Benimaru, because Benimaru is kind of cool, and it does have a really good card. Unfortunately, I never drew that many Benimaru cards, so the team failed to clear the final phase before like Benimaru died, and I think Merlin and the backline unit died. But yeah, now let's just go into the teams that actually beat it. One of the teams was the Archangels team. So I used Liz and Red Sariel, Red Tarmiel, because I thought, like, yeah, red units against the boss could be good. Unfortunately, Red Tarmiel does have a buff card that he really likes to use, so that just gives the boss some unwanted buffs. I mean, it wasn't a bad team. It beat it in just under 5 minutes. Unfortunately, it wasn't like the fastest team either. So, like, because Liz only has her passive for like 5 turns, and by the time the final phase came around, her passive was already gone. yeah, I mean, it's a shame, but that's what it is. Another team I tried was like the most common team, and like I'm only calling it the most common team is because like I was looking through what other teams, like players in my friends list and my guild were using, and most people were using Traitor Meliodas, Light Liz, Diane, and then some random backline unit. I'm like, alright, I'll give this a go. It would be, I mean, it beat it faster than the Goddess team, I have to say. I can't really tell why. Like, Meliodas hits hard, Liz hits hard, Yan also hits hard. Like, I guess that's why. I did it in 4 minutes, so not too bad. Then we got the two best teams here. The first team that I tried was the Demon team. This team, oh yeah, like it's so good. Like it 2 turns every phase because it applies the darkness stacks, and then on the second turn of every phase it just gets the, what's it called, encroachment. So yeah, and it just, any attacks from any unit's just gonna one-shot the boss then at that point. So yeah, it's a really strong team. You can pretty much use any demon characters you want. Instead of Sigurd, you could probably go for Chandler. I think that would be a better thing. This was like the very first team I tried on this boss, and I wasn't even paying attention to like the debuff because I didn't think, or the boss's passives, because I didn't think the boss had changed, but apparently it did. So I sort of nerfed myself there. It could have maybe gone faster. I don't think it could have gone faster than like 2 turning it, because the units weren't doing enough damage like turn 1 on each phase anyway. So, but yeah, that team worked out really, really well. And the clear time was just about 3 minutes or so. So yeah, really fast. Another really, really fast team, which was, I would say, about just as fast, was the weak point team that I constructed, which used Wedding Brunhild for AoE weak point, Benimaru and the Master Mono for their single target weak points. They're of course gonna debuff the boss, and yeah, Benimaru hits super hard. Like, they all hit super hard. Benimaru does like to use his debuff card anytime he gets it, so, and that's a thing. Because yeah, it reduces their defense by a bit, but it sort of replaces whatever, or maybe it doesn't even replace. Yeah, it just adds another like defense reduction, which isn't really needed. Like, another attack would have been better each phase, but it was actually faster than the Demon team, at least with this setup. Maybe if you don't use Sigurd on the Demon team and instead use someone like Chandler, that would be faster. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's it for the video. Tell me what teams you use. Like, any team would be so much faster if you just use a bot friend, or better yet, just invite someone and play with them. Because if we all just invite each other, we can just get this event done faster, and you don't need to spend as many days actually doing it, because you can just clear out the shop and that's it. And we'll also get like the rewards faster for the cooperation event. But yeah, tell me what teams you're using. I've tried out so many teams. Like, I tried on some human teams and stuff like that, but it's like, yeah, these 2 teams in particular were the fastest ones that I found. But yeah, tell me about your teams. Tell me what units you would replace in my teams to make my teams even better. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!